Welcome! Guys, thanks for coming to Sunshine State of Mind. Today on Sunshine State of Mind podcast, we're going to talk to Juliana, who is the Queen of Sunshine.
She really is the Queen of Sunshine. Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it. My name is Abe.
My name is Juliana.
And I'm Rachel. Juliana is our fifth child. I almost said fourth. Fifth child, fifth youngest, fifth oldest. How do you say that? Second
Fifth
to
youngest.
Something like that.
So guys, first of all, we just want to say thank you so much for supporting the podcast. Thanks for being here. Yeah, click that subscribe button.
Please.
Share the podcast if you find something that you like and that you're enjoying about it. Please share it with everyone. And we also love to hear from you guys. So this last week, we had our first podcast from Nevaeh and Jordan. If you haven't had a chance to look at that one, make sure you check it out. They talk about their missions and all of that stuff.
Everybody loved their podcast. Thank you so much. I don't know why I got chills just now, but I love the fact that they're doing this together. They're starting their journey together. So the more you encourage them, the more they're going to share. The more they're going to share their journey as they start their life together. So keep encouraging them. Maybe Jordan will start creating his channel on there. I don't know. Depends on how much encouragement you give him.
Totally. And also, Mariah and Tyson did their second podcast, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, they're
I like their vibe.
Fun. Yeah. Oh, I love their vibe.
We have all kinds of questions for you, Juliana.
Juliana said, "What are we talking about?" And I was like, "You'll find out." She goes, "What are you going to ask me?" You'll find out. We've taught our kids to be grateful, because I started my mission in Bolivia and there were things I didn't like, but I was never going to say, no, I don't eat that. I'm too good for that. No, I was like, you're giving me cow tongue? Okay. I guess I'm going to eat it and smile. Jackson got, what is it called? Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oh, yeah. Some of y'all know what that is.
You're going to need to look that up. It's a part of the bowl that you wouldn't imagine eating. Anyway, things like that, we had to just smile and eat and just be grateful, and like chicken claws and things like that. So we've always taught our kids, hey, you got to show gratitude, and
even if it's something that you're just not used to eating.
You guys have probably seen on our other videos, Emmy and Ellie, and they're like your sisters, right? I don't know exactly how the story went down, but I think they were all eating something and they all realized it wasn't very good. And they're like, Juliana, we don't like this. Do you like this? Not a lot. And she's still eating it. Like,
that's funny.
How are you literally smiling through that? There are a lot of things you probably don't like, right? Why do you smile through it?
Like you're grateful for it, but like not.
So how can you be grateful for something that you don't really like?
By smiling, it shows that you appreciate it more, probably.
So do you appreciate squid?
No.
Oh, but then I thought you said it shows you appreciate it. What does that mean? Like, why do you do that?
It shows people that like you really care for what they cooked.
The gratitude and smiling through it. Some people might say, well, if you're smiling through it, then you're being fake.
If you think of it from a standpoint of, oh wow, I'm lightening my burden, by smiling instead of like being angry, it just gives you that energy. And so you taking control of your life in some ways.
Yes, you totally are taking control of your life, because I do that on my runs. If I'm like feeling sorry for myself, then I'm on the long run, even though I put myself on the run. Sometimes, I don't know if you ever try this, because she hates running. But I don't know if you ever try this in this aspect, but I will be running and feeling so in pain. I feel like, oh, I'm old. My body is not in shape. Look at all this heavy weight I have to carry. Like, it feels like that, right? It feels like each step is like a thud. Sometimes I'll just smile.
Smile through it. When you smile through it, it just helps other people smile, even though it's like a bad day for you. It helps when you see, oh, I'm smiling and they're happy, so it makes you happy that they're smiling. So stuff like that.
So right now, what you're saying is, if you're in a bad mood or something is really challenging for you, if you can give your energy to other people and then it makes them smile, then that actually
in turn
makes you feel better. So that's interesting, because most people would say, well, if I'm feeling mean or bad or if I'm angry, I need to really withdraw to myself. And maybe that's not what we need to be doing, right?
Thinking of other people.
That's really cool. I like it.
That's some deep stuff. Because while you're in most of us want to think about our pain when we're in our pain. Or whatever it is, our hardship or whatever's hard for us, right? but you smile for other people. When is it an appropriate time to start thinking about somebody else when you yourself are not having a good day?
I mean, do you think that way, or are you always thinking about other people?
Always think about other people.
So, for instance, we live in a neighborhood, right? And we try to wave to everybody, and some people wave back. Other people may not be waving back. But it's like, if you're not waving back, it's probably because you're just not thinking about anyone else when you're going around, right? Or you could go to the store sometimes and you can either be saying hi to everyone or just completely ignoring everyone. Have you ever been in that situation?
So last week, Mariah got really sick, and actually she's still sick right now. She's got chills, she's got a headache, and then she was having to cut weight as well, and she was just calling me and telling me how depleted she was. And my mom heart was like, oh my gosh, my poor Mariah. She's there. Tyson was helping her. She was... he was praying with her, and she was drinking lots of liquid, and she was having to try to cut weight, so she's working out for hours and hours every day. And I just thought about her poor little soul just trying to be so tough and brave. And they had the inter squad tournament where they were just going to wrestle their own teammates. So it wasn't huge, but she still had to cut weight for it. So when she has a hard time, I have a hard time. So I was feeling super sad. And there are other sad things that happened last week that were falling heavy on my heart. Mariah's calling me her mom, and I'm feeling sad for her. And then I called my mom. I was feeling sad. And so my mom said, I just wish I could hug you right now. I wish I could just wrap my arms around you. That day I was just feeling kind of weakened and feeling kind of sad. And I sat in my car and I put on my makeup and I was like, I'm going to square my shoulders and walk in strong. And yep, that's what I always say, sit up strong. Yep, I saw you do that just now. That's why my mom always taught me, square your shoulders and fight through it, right? I was delivering newspapers, so I had 120 newspapers in my arms. My wrist was hurting because I damaged it a couple weeks ago, and I was walking in, I was squaring my shoulders, and I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm okay. I'm strong. And then I felt my hands start to shake, and they were trembling, and I was like, and all of a sudden, all 120 newspapers fell all over the parking lot. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying so hard to be strong right now, right? Which is sometimes when you're smiling through it, you're like, I'm trying so hard to be strong right now. And I was gathering them up as fast as I could so I wouldn't draw attention to myself. And I didn't want anyone to come and help me. But all of a sudden, this woman came over and helped me. And she's like, do you need help? I'm like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I've got it. And then another woman ran over. She's like, I've got a cart. Put all the papers in the cart. And I was like, oh, you guys are so sweet. But they were there in seconds. Like, I don't know how they even got there that fast because I was trying not to make a scene.
Yeah.
And they were so loving and so kind that all of a sudden all my heartache turned into like tons of tears. And they're like, just go stand in the shade. You're okay. So I'm pushing my little cart of all these newspapers, standing in the shade. And then all of a sudden this woman from another aisle over, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm okay. And all of a sudden the tears are just streaming. I'm trying to smile through it. I'm okay. The tears are just coming. And she raced over and she was like, I'm coming to hug you. And she just wrapped her arms around me and just hugged me. And I pulled back and I looked at her and I was like looking in this woman's face. And I thought, oh my gosh, how does this woman know it's okay to hug me? How does she know I'm okay with this? And she just looked at me. We just looked at each other, and then she squeezed tighter and hugged again. So several thoughts I had with that, right? So something bad happened. I had to drop all the newspapers for me to see that hug from an angel, right? Mm-hmm. So that she was like an angel.
Well, they knew you had like a bad day, but they didn't know like what was happening. So it was like a gift from God, and like the hug from your mom. So that was like a gift from God too, because like, oh, I wish I can hug you. And then he delivered that to you.
Yeah. Right. Sent from God via my mom. Yeah. Or sent from my mom via God, right? Through the other woman. So 2 things. Sometimes it's okay to just break down and cry. And be like, you know what? I'm not doing okay right now. It's okay. So it's not bad to cry. But then after that, square your shoulders and try again. That doesn't mean stay there. I didn't stay on that ground and just mope. I took that love and I squared my shoulders and I went back out again. All 3 of those women were so aware of someone else's feelings. Maybe they were having a terrible day. I don't know. But they were so aware of mine that they were there in seconds. I have no idea how they got there like that.
Yeah. Angels, man. Guardian angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's one of those choices that they make every day. And they know, like, hey, if I see somebody, I'm going to help them in this way.
It was second nature to them. They didn't even have to think. I don't think they had time to think.
Yeah, so you can choose to be a blessing to somebody. A lot of times you'll see people like, I don't want to get caught up in that drama.
Yeah. Right. It could have looked like drama, me with all my newspapers.
Right, like, what's that all about? So what? Newspaper lady.
I know.
Oh,
Like, why is she carrying 120 newspapers? What's wrong with her?
what's going on here? Why is she carrying them in the store?
Yeah.
Do you consciously make that choice every day, Nana, or do you just make that choice that this is the life that I'm going to live, like, overall?
I make that choice every day.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to just smile.
What's the time where you felt like, man, this is hard, and you decided, all right, I'm just going to smile and we're going to make it through?
How about when we do schoolwork for like 6 hours?
It takes lots of process going through homework.
It's okay. Doing homework for her is hard. Yeah.
It's okay.
Doing schoolwork for her is very, very hard. Harder than your siblings, huh? And what do you choose to do every day when we have to say, well, we got to learn this? And you watch your siblings just get it done like that, right? But you have to spend hours and hours. What is the process you go through in your mind? Because you're not crying every day when you do it, but you know it's hard. Now, what do you do?
I work through it and try to work harder.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Good inside.
Why does talking about doing schoolwork make you cry?
I put a lot of work through it, and I just work hard. Working hard is one of my gifts through homework and sports too. But like a gift meaning if I work harder, the more I understand it more, and the better I get better at it.
So are you crying because you've seen the results of such hard work? That's what made you cry? That's special. Because when you work with me, I don't know, do you ever hear her complaining?
No, she doesn't complain, man.
We will sit side by side and work for hours and hours and hours, and we try to explain concepts. And now you're in Algebra 2 getting what?
A's.
A's, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I know that's got to feel really good, huh?
yeah. And she works her tail off. I mean, so that's why the tears come, huh? But you never complain. You never say, I don't want to work on this for the 4th hour.
Yeah. For some people, things come easy, right? And
Yeah.
for some other people, maybe they have to work harder. Maybe for them, it's harder to like walk around smiling and helping people out,
Yeah.
right? And then it's easier for you to do that because you make that choice and you found it easy to make that choice.
This is what I feel like, and maybe this is wrong, but I feel like the choice to smile, even if you're faking it first, fake it till you make it, is something that you can do easier than, oh, I'm just going to fix how I learn. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You can't fix easily like, oh, I'm going to learn things as quickly as Jordan, who was in college at age 12. Nobody's going to be the queen of it like you, but you sure as heck can set an example and help develop that skill for people. That's a skill that you can develop.
And I think the reason why she's so good at it and why it's easy for her is because she's done it for so long.
For so long. That's true.
It's not like she just started yesterday and she's just like, hey. But I think that the thing is people will say, well, I'm just not like that. But the fact is that you can work on that.
That's
it's
something
actually
you
a
can work
skill that
on.
can be developed,
Yes.
like you said. And I think that the world could use a little bit more of little Nana smiling and a little bit more of, developing that skill and actually placing value on that. I think as a society, we don't place enough value on people that have the disposition of being happy and nice and good.
Well, they're actually going the opposite way. I feel like a lot of people in society, they're devaluing that because they think, well, just own what your feelings are. Mm-hmm. They're like, if you're grouchy, own it. You have every right to be grouchy. You can be grouchy for a second, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to fake it for a minute and smile, right? That does not mean
That you're fake.
Number one, it doesn't mean that you're fake, but also number two, it doesn't mean you don't find somebody to talk to about it. I really want to stress that. Because if you have things you need to talk about or things you need to release or someone you need to give a hug to, we are not saying cover that up. We're not saying cover up your problems. It is so important to talk about your problems. So important to talk about your hurts. So important because we talk about how this is hard for you, right? Mm-hmm. But then we don't stay there. I think that's the key.
That reminds me of the story, that movie. It's Life is Beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's about this guy that is in a concentration camp. And he basically chooses every day to make his life the best that it can be in that
Right.
situation. It's a real testament to, the power of being positive, the power of
Right.
optimism, the power of really like making happiness your life.
His-
He was doing
his
it for
son
his
were
kids,
there,
right?
yeah.
And for others, like to try to help others to make,
Yeah.
to have
Yeah.
a good outlook in life.
That
And,
didn't mean that he was happy in his situation. That didn't
No.
mean he was like, oh yeah, this is great.
and he was not lying about his situation. He was not
No.
doing any of that. He was just deciding, I'm going to, in this moment, be
Yeah.
the most optimistic, happy person that I can be. And it's a beautiful story. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie to watch.
I remember somebody one time said, yeah, we don't have all the sunshine in their lives like the Mills do. And I was like, we don't have all sunshine happening in our lives. That
It
is
ain't all
for dang
sunshine and
sure.
rainbows, baby.
I really do love the fake it till you make it. I really
We
do.
make a
Because
choice to
sometimes
do
I
that. Mm-hmm.
have to. I make a choice to do that. Sometimes in the morning I'd be like, what kind of experience do I want to give my kids? Do I want to wake up and bring joy to them the first thing in the morning? And I usually do a good job, but sometimes I walk in the room and I see clothes all over the floor. And I'm like, I wanted to be joyful this morning. Clean up your room. My smiles and my joy is real, but that does not mean that life is easy.
And not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up and keep moving forward. That's Rocky, man.
So another really quick story. I'll tell you as quickly as I can. There are two missionaries, and the one really wanted. He's a friend of ours who shared the story with us. I don't know if I'm getting all the details right, but the one really wanted to go home. He was missing home. He wasn't sure he wanted to be on his mission, and his companion. He gives credit to his companion, who the entire time was like helping him and guiding him and saying, "You got this, elder missionary." His companion. They called him elder. You got this. You can do this. Stay on the mission. And every day he'd encourage him. And I just have chills thinking about it. He was just such a huge support to him. And he said, I stayed on my mission because of this companion. And he was so grateful later in the mission that he stayed because it turned out to be a huge blessing to him. But he said he didn't find out until after his mission that why does everything make us cry, right? That companion, the whole time that he was lifting this friend of ours, he was going through serious troubles at home where his father, I think his parents were like going through a divorce. And he himself was dealing with that and grappling with that terrible experience of, his parents separating while he was on a mission. But he threw himself into service for his companion, somebody he loved.
What a blessing for both of them to have that to hold on to. I
Yeah.
think, you think about how much he impacted that other person's life.
That doesn't mean that he was brushing his troubles under a rug. And I'm
Not at
sure
all.
that he had somebody that he shared it with, right? I mean, I would hope. But if not, who do we all have?
God.
Yes.
As humans, we have limitations, but God, Jesus Christ, they do not have limitations. Our Heavenly Father and our Savior do not have limitations. And so we can always lean on them. And that's part of what having a sunshine state of mind is.
You are one of our two daughters, right? Your older sister is a 2-time national wrestling champion, a state champion, wrestling in college. And now everybody looks at you and says, what are you going to do? What is your mindset when people say, oh, what's Juliana going to do?
My mindset is, hold on, I can do this. So it's like an encouragement mindset. Oh, these people believe in me, so I might as well do it. So.
Okay.
Do you feel like you need to be a state champion or a 2-time national champion in order to be successful?
No.
This is our last question. Wrap it up. How do you define success?
Success. By smiling through it.
Right. So you figure like if there's any challenge in life that I can smile through, then you're a successful person. I like that. That's a good
That
definition
is
for
amazing.
success.
I didn't expect her to say that. I didn't know what she was going to say.
I did not either.
But do you know what that means? Smiling through it means? It means you're an overcomer.
Yeah.
And everybody in this life has challenges, right? Everybody, every single person has challenges. The woman who ran over through the parking lot to hug me, she had her own challenges. I guarantee you, she had her own challenges, right?
It's what we're meant for. We're
Yeah.
meant for challenges. We're meant for things that make it hard for us. Why? Because it is really and truly the only way to grow is for us to have challenges and be able to learn how to smile our way through it, right?
Overcome. We're also
Overcome it.
meant to overcome them.
Exactly.
And smile through. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I love it, Juliana.
Juliana, good stuff. We want to leave you with our takeaways. What's your takeaway, Abe?
Okay, my takeaway is no matter what's going on in your own life, look for opportunities to make that choice to extend yourself to others around you and to lift them up.
Always smile, and even though if you have hard times, smile through it, and miracles will come to you.
When you started crying was my big takeaway, because at first I was like, whoa, what are you crying about? Are you crying because it's been so hard? No, she was crying because she saw the results of her hard work. And so that was inspiring to me. My takeaway is how much it's worth it. It's worth it going through that struggle and being an overcomer.
So guys, share in the comments below. What are some challenges that you're trying to overcome? What are some things that you feel like you can do to become a person that is smiling all the time? And also just let us know what kind of takeaways you got from this podcast. Remember to spread sunshine.
Spread sunshine.
Spread sunshine.
And always have a sunshine state of mind.
We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you.